Alright, what's good, y'all? New YouTube video, and you are most likely clicking on this because you have a strategy that works, but you are not making money in the markets, and you want to know why. And it's more than likely a multitude of reasons why you are not making money in the markets. Just a few things here and there that are holding you back, because you could be green on back testing, green on demo. You know your strategy works, but you cannot find that edge that you are missing to get over that hump. There are so many traders that I know that have said, yeah, I'm green back testing. I have a 85% win rate, 90% win rate, but when they go in the markets, they crumble like a freaking cookie. Why is that? Why is that? It's most likely not your strategy, because almost every strategy works if you learn it and you critique it and you get better at it over time. So it is most likely not your strategy that is the issue. Because for me, I was unprofitable for around a year, making zero money in the markets, and it was not my strategy's fault. It was not my model's fault. It was me making the mistakes that was holding me back. And most of the time, those issues stem from bad psychology and being undisciplined on the markets. You get a strike of emotion every time you get break even, a losing trade, or something does not go your way, and then you start to work away from your model, and then that is when you will start to play with probabilities, and your strategy that works when you stick to your system all of a sudden lowers the second emotions play into it. And you've probably heard the saying, I have a 100% win rate or trade 10 times better when I'm on demo or back testing. And why is that? It is because you are trading with zero emotions and do not have anything at stake. It is all fake. It is all stimulated. Then when you go in the markets, all of a sudden, boom, it is a big flip and you cannot handle your emotions. So with that in mind, what should you strive for and what should you probably work on, and notice what is holding you back, right? You more than likely need to work on handling your emotions when things do not go your way, because as a trader, it is very easy to have good psychology and be disciplined on the charts. When you are winning all the time, it doesn't get easier than that, right? But it is when you lose and when you actually have like discipline to apply, right? Because when you're winning, you don't need to apply much. You can say, damn, I'm a beast, and then just get off the charts. Compared to when you lose or take a break-even trade or have a slow week or a slow month, how are you going to react when that happens? Majority of you guys are chasing the money and chasing a P&L, when in reality, that is not what you do in trading. What makes money long-term in trading? You tell me. I'll give you 2 seconds. The answer is building good habits. You will be nothing in trading. You will never be consistent if you do not have good habits built. It is impossible. Think of it like this, right? A root of a tree. A root of a tree takes forever to be implanted in the ground, and then over time, over months, over years, over decades, it has all of these things, and over time, consistently growing, it ends up being a great tree, right? Think of it as trading. You need to build those stems, and it takes time to build those good habits within the market, and that is the only way you will have consistent growth. So when you go into the markets with bad intentions, bad habits, and doing things you know you're not supposed to be doing, why do you expect to get a result you would get, maybe back testing or demo? It is because you are doing self-inflicted wounds. You are just shooting yourself in the arm every single time you make that little mistake, and it all adds up and it all sets you back every single time. And there are obviously so many different reasons why traders fail. FOMO, over trading, over leveraging, like you name it, you probably know the issues and all the issues in the trading space. So I ask you, do a deep evaluation, and I would also recommend, highly recommend journaling your trades, journaling your emotions. What were you feeling during that trade? Why did you lose that trade? Because that is the only way to grow. By learning, and then you gain discretion within your model and you get 1% better every single day. But ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? What have I noticed within my trading that is holding me back? Do I see myself going back into trades when I do feel these emotions? Do I see myself being greedy and just wanting more profit, and then it ends up going all the way back to my entry point? Ask yourself generally, what is my issue within my trading? And you'll probably come to a realization that is why people say psychology is like 75-80% of trading, because more times than not, it is not your model that is failing you. It is you executing on the model, right? You are taking trades that are not A+. You are taking trades that you know you do not have confidence taking, because why? You are striving for a P&L, or you're striving for an unrealistic thing that your system does not provide, right? I know when I execute on my system the right way, I know the results I'm going to get more than likely, right? Obviously it varies month to month. It's never consistent like that, but I know the results I get when I stick to my system. So going back to what I I said, ask yourself, what are the things that are holding me back? Genuinely, take time to write this down. And I would also highly recommend literally getting a journal or a piece of paper and writing it down, because just going through it in your head does not fully render it for you. Please, I tell you, by writing things down, it makes it 10 times easier to hammer down and stay in your brain. So think, generally, take time and say, what are my issues within trading? And this will also get much, much easier if you start journaling as well. But ask yourself, what are the things that are holding me back? What are the things that are lowering the probabilities of my trading system that works, right? Ask yourself. Because you are not a bad trader, you are bad at trading. Let me say that again. You are not a bad trader, you are bad at trading. You know what an A+ setup looks like. You know how to execute on that A+ setup. You know, I used to do this all the time. I would literally ask myself going into the markets, what is my profitable self doing? What is profitable Jack thinking going into the markets, right? And when we are ranging, and when we are chopping, and when my A+ setup was not there, I would ask myself, is profitable Jack taking this trade? More than likely, he's not. What just happened? But more than likely, he is not taking that trade. So think to yourself, am I doing the things that I know my profitable self would be doing on a daily basis? Because 90% of the time, it is always self-inflicted wounds. It is always self-inflicted wounds that are just setting you back, setting you back, setting you back, and that is why you can never get over the hump, get over the edge that you feel like is so close. Because when I was in that break-even stage, I felt like I was so close every single time to getting over that little hump, and then I just kept making that same mistake over and over and over again, and I kept coping and saying, yeah, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing, and I never took accountability for the things I was actually doing wrong. I never took the time to sit down, write it down, and think to myself, okay, these are the things that are holding me back from getting over this hump of the break-even stage. So please listen to my advice, and it will genuinely help you so much. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and this video was very helpful to you. In the description, my TikTok, Instagram, my free Discord where I teach trading for free, and if you want accounts with Alpha Futures, code JACK will get you discounted. And of course, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.